Hello everyone, I am Dr. V.K. Mukke. I welcome you in the academic year 2020 and 21 for BSc second year class semester 3rd. Friends, I am going to conduct the paper number 6 and 7 for semester 3rd and semester 4th. The remaining paper will be conducted by obviously Dr. Latte sir. This paper, as usual, this year also there are 4 papers. In the third semester there will be 2 papers, and in the fourth semester there will be another 2 papers. But there is a little change this year. There are 2 practical papers based on the 4 theory papers. So in the first year you have only 1 practical paper for the 4 theory papers. But in the second year you have to give the exam for 2 different papers, that is laboratory request for 2 different theory papers. There are 50 marks allotted for each paper, that means 2 credit is given, and that 50 marks again distributed into 40 plus 10, that is a theory paper question paper will be based on the theory paper, and the question will be asked for 40 marks and 10 marks will be given as internal marks by the respective teacher, and the remaining 50 marks will be for the another theory paper, and there will be a practical paper at the end of the year. So the 2 practical paper will be there at the end of the academic year. The 6th paper that I am going to deal with is the atmosphere and global climate change. Friends, that means this paper is about the atmosphere and the changes taking place in the climate or in the atmosphere at global level. Globally the climate is changing. So what are those phenomenon or the processes we are going to study in this paper with respect to the different atmospheric factors, what we called it as a physical factor, climatic factor, environmental factor, all those factors, their interrelationship, their effects, their the different changes taking place in the atmosphere in context with all these parameters. So it is based on all these concepts. There are total 3 units consist in this paper. The first unit is atmospheric processes. Friends, as you know, the atmospheric word is formed from the word atmosphere. That means the whatever the processes that takes place in the atmosphere, all those phenomena, all those processes, all those reactions, and different types of atmospheric changes, they takes place in the atmosphere, and we are going to study all those processes. Processes belongs to the atmosphere, processes in the atmosphere. That's why it is the atmospheric processes. And in the first unit, atmospheric processes, there is a first bit, the introduction to evolution of atmosphere. So here we have to study the different types of the processes involved in the formation of the atmosphere. That means how the atmosphere is evolved, how the atmosphere is formed. All that theories, all that processes, all that stages of forming the atmosphere we are going to study here. In this, we have to know first the term evolution and the atmosphere. As you know, evolution is a long process through which something is evolved. Here we are talking about the evolution of the atmosphere. That means how the atmosphere is formed. The processes involved in the formation of the atmosphere, that is known as evolution, in which the different types of gases are evolved, in which different kinds of gases are newly formed, and how these gases they undergo different kind of changes and develop a new atmosphere through various stages. This is the evolution. Now moving to the atmosphere, as you know all the definition of the atmosphere, we have studied it in first year also. It is simply the gaseous mixture. It is simply the blanket of the air, blanket of the gases. It is also called as an envelope of the earth, the blanket of gases that covers the earth or that envelops the earth or surrounds the earth, or there are such different layers of gases. They form a kind of a set of layer of gases that surround the earth, and that particular different layers of the atmosphere, they held down the earth's surface. It is because of only the earth's gravitational force, or the attraction of the gravitational force, which held the whole atmospheric mass at the surface of the earth. This is the atmosphere. Now let us discuss about the early earth. That means before going to know, or before going to study or discuss the evolution of the earth, we must know the process of formation of the earth. Earth is evolved first and then the atmosphere is formed. That's why here we are going to quote some few things about the early earth. How was the earth? How the earth is evolved, and then how the different gases are evolved. A little bit history about the earth. And the history is, our earth is formed about 4.5 billion years ago. This is the theory given by the astrophysics scientist or astronomist. 4.5 billion years ago, the earth formed. And how the earth formed? It is formed out of the solar nebula. Do you know the solar nebula? Have you heard anywhere before this the word solar nebula? You might have heard the solar. It is about the sun. It is The word is related to the belongs to the sun. But what about the nebula? Nebula is actually the cloud of the gases, a huge big mass of different gases and the dust particles together form a kind of a flattened disk which is rotating, and that is called the solar nebula. Actually, all these kind of the gases, the dust particles, they form the cloud out of which the solar system is formed. That means whatever we observe nowadays, whatever we see, whatever we talk about, the object in the galaxy, maybe the sun, maybe the different stars, maybe the comet or planetoids or the bigger, larger object like planet Earth, all they are formed because of the accretion of such kind of the dust particles. Accretion means it is simply the accumulation. These particles or gases they combine together, and the such different objects are formed out of that big solar nebula. And this is when the Earth is formed through the a big rotating disk or the cloud of the gases and dust. The different types of larger massive objects are formed. Likewise, the Earth is also evolved, and so the Earth, as a part of a solar nebula, it shows the similar kind of characteristics or kind of the chemical species evolved from the Earth in the previous time was like the sun. Now, if you study the surface of the sun, you will find only the uh, helium and hydrogen present on the surface of the sun, and you'll find the tremendous hotness, tremendous temperature, and continuous volcanic eruptions you will find on the surface of the sun. So the similar kind of the characteristic features were seen on the newly formed Earth. That means the hot Earth emits hydrogen as well as the helium from its surface at that time, and it was hot too. That's why the emission of hydrogen and helium seen. This was the initial stage of the atmosphere, or from this point, when after a long period of time Earth cooling down continuously. The process of cooling the Earth starts after a long period of time. Over a period of time, the cooling starts, and what we call the atmosphere, so-called atmosphere, is started forming. That means not the actual atmosphere, but it was the beginning of the formation of the atmosphere. The formation of the atmosphere is divided into the different stages because the atmosphere formed is not happen in a particular time. It takes millions of years to form the today's atmosphere. That's why there are various changes, there are various types of the modes can be seen, the changes can be seen in the stages can be seen in the formation of the atmosphere. It undergoes different types of changes. That's why we have divided this formation of the atmosphere into the first atmosphere, the second atmosphere, and the third atmosphere, and then again some changes can be seen. When we compare the current time atmosphere, the today's atmosphere, it is totally different than the early atmosphere which was began to form. It was, as I told you, very similar to the sun atmosphere in the initial time. But then when it started cooling, the various processes takes place there, like the continuous bombardment of continuous the striking of the large size particles over the surface of the earth initially, and that's help in or lead to the evolution of the emission of the hydrogen and helium from the surface, as well as the formation of the new planet like moon. Moon is a planet which relate to the earth planet, that resulted the striking of large object on the earth is resulted into the formation of the moon. And from there, slowly, after a period of time, earth started cooling from upper side or from the surface of the earth downward direction. It started cooling down, and simultaneously the processes of happening the volcanoes continuously goes on, and this is the key point. This is the actual beginning of the atmosphere, because this process of continuous volcanoes happening all over the surface of the earth evolved the different emit the different types of the gases from its interior, and this release of or emission of the gases from the process what we call the volcanoes is called as the outgassing. It is called outgassing. Outgassing means gases are released out in the process of volcanoes and started establishing the atmosphere. This is actually how it started happening, the forming a particular initial atmosphere. That's why this is the second stage of the atmosphere. In the second stage, we're having a composition. As you can see the different elements, chemical species here quoted, and their respective percent by volume is also given. The content or the constituent of the Earth's atmosphere of that time was like water vapors were there about 79%. Carbon dioxide was also there, but the percentage was too much as compared to the current time concentration volume of the carbon dioxide. It was 12%. Sulfur dioxide is about 7%. The nitrogen is 1% only. The hydrogen is 0.5%, and in traces a very less content of methane and ammonia. If you observe the composition of that time of the atmosphere, it was completely different than the current time atmospheric composition. Nowadays, we see the percentage of the nitrogen is 78%. But when we compare the percentage of the nitrogen of that time, that relate to the water vapor percentage, and nitrogen was 1%. It was opposite to that time of the, that means the percentage of the current time uh, atmospheric composition to that of the second atmosphere. When we compare, the quite different compositions can be seen. And if you observe carefully the composition of that time of the atmosphere, you won't find the oxygen anywhere. The free oxygen you are not going to see here, because yet there is the formation of the oxygen is not established, and for the establishment of the atmosphere, the various types of the reactions, various types of the changes, or the particular composition undergo some changes. After a long period of time, the changes took place there, and the establishment of the oxygen into the atmosphere happened. No oxygen, or without the oxygen, there is no life. That's why the life started after the establishment of the actual atmosphere, where contains it contains the oxygen, and some correction in the composition of the second atmosphere. So moving to the third atmosphere, that means actually the first atmosphere leads to the second through some processes, and the second atmosphere resulted into the third atmosphere through the processes. How the oxygen is established, how the level of current time oxygen is achieved, what are the processes involved in which the oxygen is evolved. The first important phenomenon through which the oxygen is evolved is the dissociation of water molecules. This is the process. This is a reaction through which that oxygen is released. But what about the water? How or from where the water come from? As we have stated in the composition, there were about 79% of the water vapors present in the atmosphere that time. And then these 79% of the water vapors out of the whole atmospheric mass, they take parts in the process of condensation. As you know, the how rain occurs, the process of occurring the rain, it is through the evaporation, through the condensation, and then the precipitation, and then rain occur. Already the process of evaporation takes there occurred, and the whole content 79% of the vapors were there in the atmosphere. They were ready. those volume of the water vapor then resulted into the process of condensation after cooling the temperature, after going down the temperature, the condensation takes place, and that lead to the formation of the cloud, and the cloud resulted into the precipitation and then the rain. When rain occurs, the tremendous rain goes on, and the continuous happening of the rain lead to the formation of the oceans on the earth's surface. The earth's surface is full of water, and the low-lying areas started filling, and that shape into ultimate result is the formation of the large surface bodies, what we call today is the sea and the oceans. And then that water actually take parts in the process of formation of the oxygen. How that, as you know, all the chemical formula of the water is H2O. When this water molecule or the H2O, two water molecules, we are showing here a reaction. The two H2O molecules are there, and when they come in contact with the light, it is a photo dissociation. Dissociation is nothing but simply the splitting. It is a breakdown with the help of the light. The sun radiations, they involved in the process of splitting. The two H2O molecules broken down into the 2H2 plus O2. 2H2O get separated or dissociated or splitted into two molecules of hydrogen, and one oxygen molecule is formed. In this way, through the process of the photodissociation or splitting of the water molecule, uh, we get the oxygen. This is the first way that established the oxygen on the Earth's surface. And the second process is the photosynthesis reaction. How the photosynthesis reaction? As you know, the photosynthesis process. This is actually the formation of the food products through, or this is the synthesis with the help of the light, or the process goes on in presence of light, the formation of the food into the green plants or in some bacteria, those who takes part in the process of photosynthesis. The reaction is given here, how the process of photosynthesis establish the oxygen. When water molecule in the process of photosynthesis, what happen? The water vapors or the water molecule and carbon dioxide is utilized in combination of these two, and the absorption of light from the sun by the early plants, those were evolved at that time in the water, and some initial bacteria present in the water. As you know, all the life first exists in the water, and some cyanobacteria, those take part in the process of photosynthesis. They takes in use the water molecule as well as the carbon dioxide and the light, and the reaction goes and it results into the formation of the glucose or the carbohydrate, the CH2O plus O2, that is oxygen is released into the process of photosynthesis, and in this way the oxygen is established again. So this is the way how the level of oxygen started rising in the atmosphere.